Disappointing not to see last year's Pro Twin champion making a return this round. As the lights go up and they're out, and there's a big wheelie from Bob there as he sneaks up next to Scott as they come down into turn one. And they make their way to turn one, and it looks like Scott was able to hold that inside line, trying to make their way down to turn two, and Scott will go back inside, but doesn't quite make it. No, he's pulled back and he's taking second place, and he's just going to have a bit of a watch for the first lap. And everyone's out through there safely. They're making their way over the up and over, and that front group of three are starting to peel away from the rest of the field as they come down into Porsche Dipper. And it's looking like Scott and Bob are starting to peel away from that third place position, with a pack of four keeping each other honest as they come down to the sweeper. Yeah, Scott and Bob trading paint coming out of that sweeper there as they come up the hill along pit wall there. Looks like Scott's able to sneak in front on that leading lap and dips into turn one in first position. So on an opening lap there, Scott's got a 1:17, and the same as Bob with a 1:17.1. Wiggles there with a 1:17.9 on that opening lap, followed by Chapman, Bergman, Platt, Jeff Irving, Alistair Wilton, Blair Mason, Chris Nobbs, Trevor Taylor, David Ogden and Anthony Knox. It looks like Tim Green didn't make it to the grid. He hasn't come up on the screen, and so I'm not sure what happened there. There might have been a bit of a technical failure in the pits, or an issue there with his bike. So hopefully we see Tim back out there on the second race. And we see Scott now. He's starting to push out a bit of a gap on Bob and Wiggles. He's crossed the line over three bike lengths in front of Bob there. They're marked. Wiggles has come in another two seconds behind Scott. Paul Bergman still in fourth place. Kerry Chapman's dropped down one. Martin Platt holds his position in sixth. Jeff Irving holds his place in seventh. Blair Mason's made a move on Alistair Wilton, and Chris Nobbs is there in 10th place. Trevor Taylor in 11th. David Ogden, Anthony Knox, and Anthony Knox there, sponsored by me. Again, there's a few riders out there that's sponsored by themselves, and it's awesome to see you guys still coming along and sticking it to these guys. It's got nice big flash shiny vans and putting on those privateer skills. Now we see Scott Finlay's he's got a convincing jump now on the rest of the field. It's about a 1.8 second gap between him and Bob. Wiggles there, putting in a 1 minute 15, so he's just off the pace of his best time this race. And Paul Bergman, however, he's picking up the pace. He's just put in his best time for the race, the 1 minute 14.232. Kerry Chapman, 1:17s. Martin Platt, Jeff Irving, Blair Mason, Alistair Wilton, Chris Nobbs, and Trevor Taylor. Dave Ogden coming through there with a 1 minute 25. him, we see Scott Finlay making his way into Porsche Dipper there and holding a strong lead there over Bob. And Wiggles is also making his way up there, trying to close that gap on Bob, sponsored by Action Sports Wanaka. And Mark Wiggles here, sponsored by Jim's Motorcycle Carrier Company. Jim, you'll see is here today helping out the Auckland Motorcycle Club with recoveries. So if you find yourself in the kitty litter today, it's most likely that Jim's Motorcycles Carrier Company is coming to save your butt. So make sure that you say a big thanks to Jim and his team for hauling you back to the pit. And also take this opportunity to thank the Auckland Motorcycle Club for such a great effort in putting together an event today. Even updating the health and safety plan to allow some spectators. We can see some spectators out there on the banks today, and fortunately we're able to work with Hampton Downs to put together a plan to allow pit crews and teams to come along as well as spectators. And Scott Finlay's crossed the line now with the white flag out on his final lap. Convincing lead, he's made every lap a leading lap. And Bob and Wiggles are popping there second and third. Paul Bergman still pushing in the 114s. Kerry Chapman, Martin Platt, Jeff Irving, Blair Mason, Alistair Wilton, Trevor Taylor, Chris Noggs, David Ogden and Anthony Knox, all holding positions there on our final lap. As we see Scott Finlay's coming up on some back markers now, and this definitely adds to the skill of racing as we saw in that last race, and gets past there, no troubles, and Bob makes even easier work of it. So he's actually closed that gap on Scott by a couple of bike lengths, and he might just push here to get a toe up the hill there, and I think he's hoping to peg him at the line. I think you need to get a little bit closer, just coming into turn 6 there up the hill, and he'll push for it, but it's looking like Scott's gonna take this win here with a 1:14 in that final lap. Bob Irving, he was pushing because he's put his fastest time in 1:13.34. Wiggles there crosses the line third with the best time of 1:14.58. Paul Bergman, it's awesome to see him back this round as well, and he's punched out a massive lap of 1:13.9 as his fastest time. Kerry Chapman's fastest time there, we've got 1:17.073. Martin Platt 1:17.14. And got Jeff Irving 1:18.6. Trevor Taylor 1:19.9. And Blair Mason crossing the line in 9th place, 1:21.74. Alistair Wilton is hot on his tail, and you'll see him coming across the line with the best time of 1:21.85. Chris Noggs 1:20.084. David Ogden 1:25.13, and Anthony Knox 1:29.35. There's some awesome racing there. There's not much drama, so it's nice to see everybody make their way around safely and back to the pits, ready for the next race, which we'll see is going to be the senior class.